Hello, this is Papa Yankee 4 Papa Delta Whiskey. In this video, I'm going to show you what I use to build a multi-band dipole that can be rotatable. It's made out of simple materials and very cheap and very lightweight. So everything starts with the galvanized tube. I used a 3-meter tube, I think, and in this tube I got a wood rod, a piece of wood, so I can make the connections to the main wires right here. I used some layers of rubber. This rubber I took from air tubes from bike tires, and I wrapped it with some steel wire, and yeah, I got 3 dipoles, one for 20 meters, the bigger one for 15, and one for 10. For me, the best thing of this antenna is you can rotate it, and it is possible because I've used a cross system. I made a joint right here. It's a small PVC pipe in which I connected the 2 fishing rods. Those are 2 fishing poles made out of fiberglass, 5 meters each, but in this antenna they are 4 meters because I took the last 2 sections of the mast, and there's absolutely no problem at all on having those wires hanging down because they are the tips of the elements. They have low current and high voltage. So if they have low current, they don't irradiate so much energy. The radiation comes mostly from the early portion of the wire. I tried to make this antenna with some PVC spacers between the wires, and it did not work out. For me, the best thing is that I had the 10-meter elements, something about 9 degrees apart from each other. I think that's the best angle for 10 meters. And I kept a good spacing, a spacing of about 2 elements between each wire. The 15 and the 20 meters, they got 3 spacers. And when I cutted the wires, I cutted every single wire longer than I needed. I cut, I believe, 30 centimeters extra from each one. And most people argue that you have to tune the antenna starting from the greater element down to the smaller. It didn't work very well for me, so I ended up doing small cuts in the 3 at the same time. I tried to tune the 3 at the same time, and it got me a very wonderful result. Well, because I don't have an ideal height, my SWR on 20 meters ended up being around 1.8, but I can easily solve it with a tuner. The SWR on 10 meters and on 15 meters is about 1.1 and the lowest, I mean the CW portion because I'm operating mostly on CW. So speaking about the wire fixation, the antenna fixation, I used two of those supports, also galvanized steel. So here we go. We have the anchor point of the wire on the mast. I have here Velcro, a small piece of Velcro. I made a knot on the wire so I could keep up the tension. I try to, as you can see, I try to keep the tension in every single wire. You have to take some time to do it because you don't want a sloppy antenna on the wind. So I put the Velcro, and I put the Velcro on top of the end of one segment of the fishing pole, so it could have more grip and wouldn't slide very easily. And I put a piece of steel wire on top just to hold it on place. I didn't tight it a lot because I didn't want to hurt the cable nor the fishing pole. So yeah, it ain't going anywhere. And this is how I solder my connector. When I take off the braid, I like to put it back a small piece of the outer insulator, so when I put the connector on top, so I can solder it. This piece of plastic, it helps to keep the braid away from the central connector. And yeah, it helps me a lot. Just an extra protection from the environment, from weather, sun, and rain. I used a piece of air tube, rubber air tube, so I could protect it, and also wrapped on fence steel wire. So yeah, the result is very good. This is a picture of me putting the antenna. It's very lightweight. I believe it, I think, 3 kilos at most, or even less. Yeah, you should trim the wires, a little bit of each one at the same time, and measure it with antenna analyzer. And for me, I had the luck that my antenna also resonates on 40 meters. So yeah, I got a antenna that is very lightweight. Here again is the joint. I work with the tension of the wires and the tension of the fishing poles. So there's it's very safe, I would say. And I'm very happy with the result because I've made some contacts, QSOs on 20 and 15 meters today. We are at July 2026, and we had a contest made of Labri. And unfortunately, I couldn't test a lot the 10 meters because the propagation is so poor. I couldn't find any QSO. So yeah, that's it. You got a different kind of fan dipole because you don't need to tie each individual wire on some fixed place. You don't have to use those ugly spacers, and it's rotatable. You can easily tune it. Just take some time, and that's it. This is Papa Yankee 4 Papa Delta Whiskey 73. 73.